comment, like,
and subscribe.
or else.
And stuck
Okay.
with you.
Yeah, it stuck with me. That was 2012, like the fall of 2012.
That's awesome.
And I never forgot it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Bruce Rance.
Shout out Bruce, BRUCERNTS, and a Z on Twitch.
You better plug it. So did you have I'm not gonna say favorite year. Did you have a year that stood out to you in grad school, or a time period that really stood out to you? What, for whatever reason, it could have been terrible, could have been great, could have been eye opening. Was there anything that really popped out?
My first semester taught me that I'm not him like I thought I was. Like I thought I was gonna go to grad school and I was just gonna show up and they were just gonna hand me, like, they was gonna look at me and be like, oh yeah, here's the A. Like, go ahead, take this. That's what showed me that, like, you are not as good as you think you are, and you are not as smart as you think you are, and that there are people and there are people, things, methodologies, places. They're just people, places, things around you that are much better than you, and you still have a ways to go if you think that you're ever going to be anywhere close to where you think you are right now. And so as bad as that was, like, as humbling as that was, I needed it, because I thought I was hot, especially coming out of Lilly. When I worked at Lilly, I'm telling you, I programmed my whole job. Like, I was like, I'm the smartest person here by a mile. Like, by a mile. And then I went to school and I was like, I'm the dumbest person here by a mile. And that hurts. I mean, that hurts to go like that far down, because that's 2 miles. You go from the average to the bottom. Like, that is a long way to drop. So that hurt. I mean, that hurt bad. But I needed it, because it taught me grace for other people. It taught me humility. It taught me how to teach myself and other people. It taught me how to understand how to have more and be more empathetic when other people struggle. Like, and those are things that I need now in all the endeavors that I do, is to, like, because when you're becoming an entrepreneur and you're starting to have employees, if you don't have empathy for your employees, you'll just always treat them like shit, because you'll never understand. Because most employees are idiots, but they're only idiots because they don't understand your vision. Like, they're not there. They're not in your head to know what you're thinking.
A lot of people are not good communicators, man, especially businesses.
100%. And so if you don't have empathy for your employee who is struggling, you will never be a good leader, because you will never be able to lead them in the right direction and say, hey, you're struggling. I see that. Let me help you. Let me guide you in the right direction. Let me give you a break, because I see that this is hard. Even if it's not hard for me, I know it's hard for you, because I know what it's like to have something be hard for you and not have anybody else think it's hard. And so you need that. I feel like if anybody should go to grad school for any reason, you want to be a leader, go so somebody can tell you you're stupid all the time, and then you will never do that to anybody else. Like, or either you will take that mentality and do it to other people, which will make you the worst person in the world, or you will see that and you'll say, I will never do that to anybody else, because that is not good. Like, it's not a good feeling to have that happen.
So it sounds like it helped you a lot.
Yeah, it did, in a roundabout way, not in the way they wanted to, but maybe that was their plan. Who knows? Maybe they're smarter than I think they are.
Hey, I feel like everybody learns something in grad school. That's what I'm hearing. Something. Did you have any hardships? Like, I always use the example of, a death in the family or close to somebody, because I've had people tell me, like, yeah, I got a call, so and so died. They were close to me. I cried for a few minutes, and then I took a test, or I had to go to a conference and speak. Like, basically life keeps going on in grad school. Did you have any situations like that?
Did I have any situations like that? I don't think so. Not for me. Not really. Good. I know that, like, I seemed like everybody around me was struggling at the time. Like, my dad, he had some health issues going on kind of around that time. My brother was struggling just because he was in school too, and he was in school for nutrition and dietetics. You might even want to talk to him about his journey, because his journey is bad.
What did he end up getting? I forgot you said he went to grad school too.
He has I forget what the dietetics degree is, or the license. He's a licensed dietitian, and that's what he went to grad school to get that. So my brother has like 3 degrees.
Oh, I'll reach out to him. I got you.
Yeah, and so he has what my brother has is he has a medical experience, schooling experience, without the medical pay.
Okay.
And so he's someone you would want to talk to especially if you want to get into medicine that's not being your formal doctor, because that's going to be like, do you really want to do this?
Right.
Because you think you will come out making 200,000 and that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be one to talk. I'll link him to you. I'll link him to you.
I appreciate that. What was the coolest thing you learned while at school, or coolest experience you had in school? Was there anything, or were you just kind of get out?
So I took this class. It was called well, first of all, I think I thought everything was pretty cool once I got over the fact that it was just really hard. But the coolest class I took was affective computing. And so affective computing is the study of is trying to read words, facial expressions, and is trying to add humanness to code. So when you read the word anger, or read the word or read any sentence, it's trying to say, when someone says, I'm mad at you, are they being sarcastic? Are they angry?
That's tough.
Are they playing? Are they, yeah, and it's like taking computers and trying to see if you can get the computer to understand, even when someone's not talking, their facial expression. So like, if I'm looking at the camera and I'm like this, am I mad or am I tired? And then also understanding that there is bias in that bias, in terms of racial bias, cultural bias, age bias, like all of those things, all of those human interactions we have, we understand how to do them at a micro, like millisecond level. Like when I look at your face, I'm like, Thomas is paying attention to me. But there are 7,000 things going on in your face that tell me that you're paying attention. A computer only knows 2. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, oh, Thomas can't be paying attention because he's not looking the way that everybody else in my data set looks. But it's because Thomas is black, and black people don't pay attention the same way that your data set did, because your data set was white people from Ireland. So it's like that class was really cool, because not only did that class teach me that if they get AI to do what they are trying to do in that class, we're doomed to the nth degree. But number 2, it taught me just how to it taught me that understanding people is not as simple as you think it is. And that even if you feel like you can understand people, there's probably a million things that you're not understanding that people do that you can't even process correctly because you don't have enough of a data set to process it.
That is awesome.
Yeah, affective compute. I recommend anybody who deals with people should take an affective computing class, because it's not really a computer science class. Like it is a class based on the understanding of people.
That's awesome. I wanted to clarify something because I don't know if I actually officially said it. So undergrad, computer engineering degree, grad school, computer science with a focus in intelligence of robotics. Okay. I wanted to make sure I got your degree right. I like to be respectful. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, don't respect it. Like none of these pieces of papers is respectful. None of them. Like these are pieces of papers that we're getting that tell NASA, hey, Massa, I can be an overseer now instead of a regular slave. Like, that's what these pieces of paper are doing. And so until we realize that, we're going to have to keep getting these pieces of papers and holding them up to Massa face and being like, hey, here is my piece of paper that says I can do good stuff, Massa.
So look at that, you got your master's, look at that experience. How was that last year, or like that last semester compared to the beginning? Was it very different for you guys, or was everything kind of similar the whole way through school?
In terms of like information and learning style, other than like me going virtual for COVID, it was pretty much the same. It didn't really get any harder or any easier. I also situated my classes such that I took the harder ones first. So by the time I got to my senior or my last semester, I was kind of coasting anyway.
That's crazy, because that sounds kind of like how a lot of people set up their undergrad. You take everything hard up front, and by the time you get to senior year, it's a little bit better.
Just chill.
Well, I know with dental school, it's not necessarily easier by 4th year, but the way it's supposed to work is you get pretty much all your sciences done the first 2 years, and then the last 2 you're practicing on patients. So it's a different type of hard. But people tend to like the 3rd and 4th year more because, okay, I'm done with the books.
Yeah.
I'm hands-on. So you can get different perspectives there, but it's very different from having a consistency throughout all of grad school.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
It was all theory, like the whole time, the whole way through, it was all theory.
With your project, did you have to build anything?
Did I have to build it? Not physically, but like I think the cool, affective computing was probably the class with the coolest information, but I took 2 gaming classes because I
Get
cheated.
out of here.
Yeah, I was only supposed to take 1, but I was like, I could cheat this and take this joint twice.
Okay.
And so I made 2 games, and that joint is anybody who want to get into game design. It's fun, and that's how you know it'll make you no money because it's fun, but it's fun. Like,
get out of here, dude.
It is cool. It was really cool, and my teacher was awesome. Like he used to design games for real, and like, he took his like silly game designing personality and brought it into teaching. He was always making jokes. He was always being funny and silly. Like, I like teachers like that. I don't know why teachers take their job so seriously. Like, nobody has ever learned better when they weren't having fun. Nobody. So when a teacher make things fun, it's just easier.
Is it kind of like what did you see? So I have a theory that a lot of professors don't really want to teach; they want to do research.
Oh, 100%.
And do you feel like you saw a little bit of that at school, and that
Every
might
teacher.
be why you
Every teacher suffered too.
It's so hard for them to get people, especially in such specialized positions, that they just kind of force them like, hey, we ain't gonna have no more of y'all if y'all don't teach, and that's not really a good system, you know. Yeah, I definitely feel like some people are better at teaching than others, and it's a personality thing.
Yeah, those the best teachers are teachers who used to work and they're there because they want to give back. Honestly, if you want my messed up opinion about grad school teachers, I believe it should be an unpaid. I don't believe you should get paid to be a teacher in school. I think you should be forced to do it out of the goodness of your heart, and that would do a few different things. Number one, it would make less teachers, but I think the less teachers would be a good thing because you would have less schools, and then maybe that's not a good thing because then you wouldn't have people would just get. You know what I mean? Like a student wouldn't get an opportunity if there's not enough schools. Like,
yeah, but you want to see a lot more passion.
I want to see, that's what I'm saying. I want to see people who are just passionate about teaching, because in these Ivy League schools, it's so elitist. Like these teachers, they go to Ivy League schools to teach so that they can get their research done, because they're selfish. Like, they want something for themselves. They want a student to do all the work for them. They want a student to run the experiments. They just want to sit there and come up with the idea, which is nasty, but whatever. Get it how you live it. But like the teachers who I like the most, they actually just loved their subject and they loved to talk about it and they wanted you to learn about it. So they were going to teach you as best as they could. And I found most teachers who do that are teachers who are retiring. Like, they're like, hey, I'm just here, not worried about money. I just want to spread knowledge.
Do you have, so like now that you're out, you've seen both sides of everything. Is there anything that you would have told yourself, or you wish somebody had told you kind of in the beginning of everything, that would have helped you out?
You know what? I wish somebody would have told me, don't go live with your girlfriend.
Yeah. In grad school, it works sometimes, but if it doesn't work, it's always gonna be a lot harder on you.
Yeah, and then like, I don't know, it's twofold, because I feel like my girlfriend at the time was super supportive. I probably wouldn't have been able to make it on my own without her. In the same breath, I probably would have found some hoes, honestly.
It's all so, it's always gonna be risk and reward, but it's having somebody there can be good if they support you, but you also have to worry about them to an extent. Like, as much as people talk about grad school taking over your life, you're not going to completely ignore your partner if they're right there with you.
Yeah. So you have to give them some level of attention, and if their attention, no matter how little attention they need, if it supersedes your willingness to give, you're just gonna have problems. So like, that's something that I kind of wish I would have went single. I feel like I would have been forced to do two things. Number one, I would have been forced to find a social group, because I didn't have nobody around me. I didn't have somebody who I could just call and be like, hey, let me tell you my problems. And then number two, I feel like I would have just been focused more on school, and I would have saved a lot more money, because a lot of my money was dedicated to just like taking trips to go see my girlfriend, or like paying bills at my girlfriend's house, or like, I don't know. It's like, I wish somebody, which truth be told, it's not like nobody told me that. Like, nobody told me go live with your girlfriend. But I wish somebody who I trusted was like,
hey, just think about it a second time.
Yeah, don't think about it from a religious sin perspective. Think about it in terms of like, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but as a man, and actually I will say this, because in that relationship it mattered, Maybe in other relationships it don't. But you know, in your relationship, you are viewed as the man. And if you are the man, you have a responsibility. If someone views you as the man, you have a responsibility to take care of that person.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you feel like you can't because you are going to school and you don't have if you don't have her expectations of what care looks like monetarily, sexually, emotionally, blah, 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 you probably shouldn't go do that. Like that would have helped. That's where I would have been like, I see what you're saying. I probably should. I probably won't, because I'm just not gonna be able to give that. But when people tell you you shouldn't be shacking up, that don't tell you nothing. Like,
yeah.
Like, don't tell me why, so that I can make an educated decision instead of just like listening to you blindly.
Right, because I've seen a lot of people get bad advice too about relationships and things.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody, I kind of have had these thoughts, but somebody put it into words really well. They had a similar situation. They have a person who, they were making okay money, but they decided, hey, I think it's about time I try to, go back to school and do this and that. But I have, a girlfriend and a kid, and I just don't know what to do. And he said, look, make your choice. Make your choice of what you want to do. But understand that if you choose to go back, it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Mm-hmm.
And he said there's no way possible for you to do well in school, work, and take care of your family. There's no physical way for you to do that. Something is going to be sacrificed. And if you want everything to be better later for you and your family, more than likely you're going to sacrifice time and energy with your partner, with your family. And the dude, like, it's like, you hear people, but you don't really think about it. And he was like 6 months into his program, he called him. He was like, you was right. Like, it's hard. Like, I hate watching her have to go to work so much. And I really can't do more than that part-time job right now. And I think that that's something that I'm going to start carrying with me every day, because it applies to more situations than that. But sometimes, like, it's shit's going to get ugly for a little bit. But if you stick it out, it's going to get better in the end. Did you feel kind of like that going through school?
100%. And I think a lot of times what happens with people is no matter how prepared you are for something, I'll use my example now. I moved down to Charlotte recently, and I said, you know what? I'm ready to be almost like a pauper. Like, I'm going to sit here with no dishes, no plates, no bed, no, but I'm going to go down to Charlotte because I can tell that the next part of my journey is in this place. I feel like, I don't know who's listening to this, who is religious, but it's one of them calling from God thing. Like, God is telling me, go down there. I don't know why, but every time I've felt that in my spirit, I was right that it's time to move.
Well, if you ever need a lawyer, I know some people out there.
Okay. I'm gonna need one. You know any entertainment lawyers?
Look, I can check. I got you.
Okay, I'm gonna need one. Okay. So, so I moved down here, and the first day I got down here, I went to go get a car from Uber, because Uber will give you a free car if you drive for like 30 rides. Which 30 rides is like,
get out of here.
Yeah, you do like 6 a day, and you just get the car for free. I'm like,
that's tough.
And an electric car is $15 to fill up. That's a steal. Like, I'll do 50 rides a day, and I like to talk. Like, it's whatever. So I go to get the Uber. I Uber like 45 minutes to the spot to go get it. The lady sends me home because I don't have the right ID. I'm like, okay. I show up in my apartment because I'm subletting from another person. The person who I'm subletting from hadn't paid their rent. And for days, the people were like, hey, we're going to have to kick you out soon if you don't pay. I said, oh, okay.
Hey, bro.
I went to, and then I had some other difficulties that I can't remember right now, but it was like building up. It's, as soon as I got there, it was building up. And I was like, I knew this was going to be hard, but it don't hurt until it hits you. Like, when you know the stove is hot, you be like, I know the stove is hot. It don't burn until you touch it.
Right.
And so, like, it's the same with what you said with grad school. And that I remember when I went, I knew I wasn't going to have a lot of time for my girl, just because I knew I was going to be focused on school and trying to build this social media presence that I knew I was supposed to do eventually. But it didn't really hit until she started crying to me. And I was like, I thought this is what we talked about. Or even like, it didn't hurt. It didn't even hit her how bad it was until we had started having to go through it. And I I think that would be important for anybody who's going to go to grad school. Like if you have a partner, you don't have to tell your partner, hey, we might have to take a break because I'm not going to be here the way I used to be. And you're not going to be ready for it when it happens.
I think most people that go in with the partner don't typically make it through
with a partner.
At least that's what I've seen, especially with all my black friends. It's very difficult. It seems to be easier if the partner has been through grad school. Because they kind of know,
they understand
what they expect. Yeah, but to somebody who's never been, it's one of those experiences you can't get till you go through it.
They just think you bitching and moaning, like
exactly.
Like they just think you're not being attentive. Like no, I'm not doing this on purpose. Yeah, they do not know.
Yeah. So we pretty much are at the end of everything. I just want to see, is there anything on your heart that you need to get out today? You feel like we covered everything?
Yeah, I feel like I've done covered everything. If you're gonna go to grad school and you listen to this, know it's hard. You're gonna make it through.
You're gonna make it through. A whole lot of people did it before you.
Yeah, stick through it. Find friends. be tenacious. Find a community quickly. I'm talking about the day you get there. Go get friends. Go get friends. Go find people.
Get your apartment a little bit earlier too.
You said what?
Get your apartment a little bit earlier too.
Get your apartment early. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because my mentor has spoken to me about that. He wants me to move out a lot earlier than I expected to move out there, and then here you are telling me a story about how hard it is. So
you do not want to be figuring out apartment stuff and going to school simultaneously. No, you want to get there early.
I think I'm gonna go next month at some point and try to just apply to places and just see like what the availabilities are.
Yeah. Honestly, if you don't mind, I'll get a roommate if you can.
Get a roommate? I'm trying, bro. So Nashville is expensive too. But I found a spot. I need to check it out to see if it's legit. But $1,500 for a 2-bedroom.
Not shabby.
It would be the now it's small, but it has hookup, washer dryer already hooked up. I think water is included in the rent. Like some of the bills are already included in the rent. I was like, yo, $700 to live in a place where the cheapest you can get is 15.
Listen,
the cheapest 1-bedroom is 15.
Forget a roommate. Get somebody black. Yeah. It's very underrated. Getting them. I know some people who ain't got these kind of roommates, and they're not having a good time.
It's different. That's always the scary thing with roommates is people come from different backgrounds, man, and y'all might have different ideas of things. And I'm like you, like I've reached a point in my life where I'm a lot older, and I don't put up with certain things. And you'll be proud of me, but it's almost kind of scary. I got to the point I'm gonna tell people, like almost immediately. Like I used to have qualms, and I dealt with that stuff. It was from my childhood, but now like I don't hesitate that much when it comes to certain things because I just feel like as adults, like I know now it's not gonna get fixed if I don't say anything. I'll make shit awkward quick.
Hey, you see them dishes?
Yeah.
Do you see them? Because they're looking at me. I'm trying to say, do you see them dishes?
But remember we talked about, dude. I can't take because we're all adults here. We got to live like adults too. You know. So I'm gonna probably go out there next month and see if I can find anything. Which is a little bit scary because I've never really done that.
You said Nashville, right?
Yeah.
My brother used to live out there. You definitely should talk to my brother. My brother, he used to live out there. So
bet.
Might have some good recommendations. You might know some people over there too.
Okay, bet. I appreciate that. I want to say thank you for coming on. I don't even know if I introduced my channel. It's the first one. It's gonna be some hiccups, but I'm just happy to have you here. I really am. You've been a great person to interview, and I think your experience is gonna help a lot of people.
I hope so too. What is the whole thing? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy.
Your boy. Yo,
What is the what was the intro? What was the intro?
So we used to have a fitness channel, and man, we used to have so much fun.
Ron Uncut telling you
what's up. It's the Husky Boy Bar Business. Bending some bars. You know what it is. I still go back and watch some of those videos, man.
No, I do too.
Whether or not we ain't blow up, but I still think that our product was fire.
We would have though, honestly.
We just kept it going.
Because especially on the journey I am now and reading the comments that I get and reading the comments we used to get. Oh, we had something.
People used to walk up to us in the gym and we had like 20 subscribers.
Yeah. And they'd be like, yo, like fun. Like
we had mad people recognizing us and stuff back then. Terrence used to watch us all the time. Like we had a little community. Yeah, no, that shit was tough. Yeah, we had loyal fans. We had randoms from like Hawaii and shit just watching us.
Shout out Nick Wright, hater. Hey, nah, boy.
Yo, he might still be going on YouTube, I think.
A little bit. He don't really post as much anymore. I think he kind of quit on it. Yeah.
I feel like it gets to almost everybody after a certain point.
You get tired. You know what I mean? You get tired, especially as someone like him who like grinded his way up to a really successful YouTube channel and then went back down, had to grind his way up, went back down, had to grind his way up. Like that's draining. That's too draining. I understand it, especially as I'm trying to do it right now. It's draining.
I see your work ethic. You putting out like a video every week, and I even with my like I don't really do too much on my channel, and I still have trouble doing that.
Yeah, I put a video out every day. Every day, yeah. It is having to come up with something new which I have a backlog, so it's not like it comes something new every day, but you got to fill the backlog. So every day you'd be like, what if the backlog get empty? Like
you gotta constantly make sure you're ready. So what's your plan moving forward? So you said you're sticking with social media for a while. Any big things coming up?
I'm coming out with an animated series. Probably in the first episode is going to come out.
I was hoping to hear that.
April. I'm thinking April.
Soon.
Yeah. So I'm working on it. This month is animation month. So this is really like the month of March. I'm gonna be grinding every day. Probably not even gonna eat much. Like just drawing frame by frame by frame by frame, making it look good, putting the colors in it, putting the sounds in it. That's where I'm gonna put everything together. Trailer probably gonna come out. If I'm blessed, it'll come out end of March. And then show will probably come out about 2 weeks later, a week to 2 weeks later. So after April Fool's Day.
That's exciting.
And then yeah, bro, I'm excited. I've been working on this I started writing this show. I wrote the first episode in May. So that means it'll be one whole year.
Coming up on a year, bro.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
I quit so many times, but
I'm excited for you because not many people can say that they've done what you're doing right now. You know?
Support, like I took my
you
own
did it
and I just
you did it, bro.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So we definitely rooting for you here.
I appreciate that.
I have no idea how I'm in this, so we can just make something up. I never play. I don't have outros. What do you say?
Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Peace. Hey, thank you for being here though, bro. For real. I really mean that.
Bro.
And
you're a brother. What you mean? Like you're my brother. Like anytime.
You gonna be my first one. Like, you know how big of a milestone that is? Like, this is a whole new series. Your face is on it. I started out with you back in college. Like, I'm hyped.
Yeah, and when you post, I don't know if you're gonna do clips or how you're gonna do it. I'm
gonna try to make it. I want everything to flow best I can, but as long as it's gonna be at least 3 parts.
Oh, so you're putting 3 parts in you? I suggest you follow DJ Vlad. You know how Vlad will cut his joint up into like 7 parts, and then he'll just put out the entire thing.
Okay, so do parts first, and then do
parts first, and then just put out the whole thing. And then I will try keep that up if you can, and then take those parts and also put them on TikTok, especially TikTok and Instagram. TikTok is a really good way for you to just push people to other platforms because TikTok makes it really easy the algorithm is so good. You can just find people without having to do all of the like outreach that you have to do on YouTube and Instagram. Like it'll just drag people to where you are.
Should I be worried about all the China shit though? That was always why I was antsy.
If you need to be worried about it,
it's probably too late already.
It's probably too late. Yeah. One thing you'll notice that nobody has mentioned for some reason, as soon as TikTok got popular, AI got popular. So they've collected everything they needed to collect. Like these motherfuckers, they got what they needed.
And it's like my understanding is there's basically nothing you can do unless you know how to fight big companies anyway. Like everybody's selling.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're willing to go off the grid which they done pop so many people who try to go off the grid that maybe you don't even want to try, depending on if you're willing to risk your life or not. I wouldn't bother. Every time people ask me about like the AI thing, I'm like, if you want to know what to do about AI, remember what happened in the Tulsa massacre. Remember when they bombed black churches. Remember when during separate and equal and integration was happening. That's what happens when you try to get out from under master thumb. Truly, yeah, and build your own thing. They kill niggas like that. So if you want to stay alive, maybe you should tell Massa, I'll pick cotton. Or pick it slow.
I got you. I'll definitely, I'll definitely check that out then. And I do want to say, I was worried about what platform I would be able to do this on. Why is Skype so lit? Because every other thing tries to sell you recording. You can't record over an hour or whatever. Skype, you can record a 24-hour session, and it's free. Like, it's crazy that everybody else makes it so difficult, and then this has been around forever.
Probably because nobody likes Skype.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I think just nobody like that shit for real.
Yeah, but hey, it's serving its purpose right now.
I guarantee you, if it get popular, don't tell nobody about this, because if it get popular, they're gonna charge you.
Hey, Skype is terrible. Don't use it. Never use. They're gonna delete my VOD now. They're gonna be like, "Oh, bad."
Get the button on him. Where the red button on that one right there? File 4320. Yeah, whatever that one is.